And we're live.
We are live. You can't trust men or women or beasts in this world, but Dingus, you can trust, baby.
What's going on?
Hey, YouTube. It's your Dingus boys back at it again with another list review for one of the best tournaments in the US. You might say it's tied with Wicked. Uh, the twins can fight each other for, you know, who really wants it, I guess. That's all I'm trying
But
to say.
we're talking about Red River Rumble GT 2023.
Yep. And congratulations to the tournament winner, the open bar. You really played really well. You're gonna crush it. You're gonna destroy everyone.
I don't have group for this tournament, but I don't think we're gonna need the groups, will we?
Oh,
No.
we're gonna need groups.
Groups? Well, we have our groups, okay? They're more
Yeah, we have
important.
our tier list,
But
which
do
is
the twins
completely
ever
arbitrary.
listen? Do the twins ever listen to our suggestions for
Nope.
the group? Nope, never, ever.
Nope.
Yes, exactly. All right, so here we go. We're gonna
What does
open up.
always mean? What does always mean?
Oh yeah, yes. Bro,
Rub, 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 rub.
bro.
No.
Meantime, Kurt goes to the forum.
Yeah,
Talk
typing
about the Helm and
intensifies.
Sylvan.
Goddamn. Saurian ancient, too weak, highborn elves. They're everywhere. Elves, elf. He got the Elvipus complex.
All right, we're
Right.
gonna start with Noah,
Our fellow clubmate, younger Ginger,
the beast, the dingus beast,
Ding Dong Beast. He's been sitting in the weight training chamber, getting ready for the tournament.
and
He's
he,
bringing Sylvans, Kurtz and Shambles, one elf already.
yes, Kurt already is copy pasting his standard opening lines like for fuck's sake, elves. All right, so he's playing Sylvan Elves. This is a list that he's been practicing for a while, actually, right? At the club, he's been
Yes,
playing it.
definitely. He's been playing a lot. He's been winning a lot with it too. Has a fair amount of tricks, I think. Um, he changed it slightly because of the patch, obviously. But let's go through it. I think from the
Okay,
bottom, Jeffy.
obviously. So we got
Obviously,
eight Briar Maidens with a Banner of the Silent Mist, which does what? It's a soft
gives you
cover.
soft cover, and you can't use a musician if the unit is within 6 inches of you for march checks.
Let's go with full command. Then we got two units of nine Wild Huntsmen
With the
with
lance
lances, yep,
and shield. Yeah, and
and
banner of speed.
shields.
So that's move 10.
And champions, but no musician.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh,
It's like they want to charge instead of move around.
yeah, he's
Uh,
playing it real risky.
yeah, no, on the playing it super risky. Five Heath Riders with Heath
Hunters.
Hunters,
So that means they're the skirmishy chaff ones.
and two units of 16 Sylvan Archers with Musicians. Then he got 35 Forest Guard with Elven Cloak and Sylvan Blades, standard with the Banner of the Silent Mist again, and
Can you
super
tell
full
that
command.
he plays me and you often? And
Yeah,
if you notice,
which club
almost
is he going
everything,
to?
almost everything has soft cover.
And he brings a forest for whatever he can't put a soft cover.
Exactly. And then he has his BSB with a pretty good armor save and the Hunter Honor and Forest Guardian, so it has Hatred. Um, two Druids, one Master on Druidism with a Longbow, Obsidian Rock, and then an Adept on Shamanism with a Longbow and Sylvan Blades with the Hero's Heart. And then he has a General on a Great Elk with a Shield, Essence of Mithril, Elven Cloak, Sylvan Blade, Spirit of the Whirlwind, Talisman of Shielding, Holding the Horn of the Wild Hunt, and Wild Hunter. So that guy is going to hit like a ton of bricks and reroll charges once a game. So he's move 10, reroll charges. Everything has soft cover because the Druids on Unicorns are going to go into the Wild Huntsman so that they're always in a forest. And that also means that he can cast Druidism out of the Huntsman as well. So he can heal blah blah blah. It's pretty effective, and then he has the one strength buff and a decent amount of spells because the Briar Maidens also have spells. So
Basically,
pretty
just
solid for young
very
Noah.
defensive list. Very defensive list. No, I'm actually surprised. Like surprised how much I like this list.
Yeah, I love this list actually, and I really like that he has enough archers where he's gonna be able to clear chaff and get advantages early. and so that he can
Oh,
minimize like frenzy and any other liability.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You don't shoot the archers with the Sylvan archers. You don't shoot the chaff with the archers, okay? No, what you do is you charge them with Wild Huntsmen, all right?
That's true. That's
And
true.
then you try to flee with them.
Yes, exactly. Oh, so what tier is Noah? I think coming from Dumpster Guy Fire Gaming Group, he has to be in the Dumpster Fire.
Okay, we can put him in the dumpster fire. I thought about the Trashman, but you're right. You're right.
I'm the trash man. I get on stage and throw garbage everywhere.
Uh, we we're gonna open up with a dumpster fire from the dumpster fire gaming group.
Exactly. We gotta have the Dumpster Fire.
All right, Zach. Zach is bringing
Oh,
ogres with a
mm-hmm.
slave giant, Iron Fist, Froth Mammoth with double crossbows, two tigers, eight merc vets with Iron Fist and plate armor, with Swift Stride, the banner of the Gainet, full command. Seven tribesmen, Iron Fists, full command. 10 bruisers, full command, with the Pennant of the Great Grass
That's right.
Sky. Khan, BSB with the Wrestler belt, Supernatural Dexterity, Troll Eater. Okay. Great Khan with Destiny Skull, Kadai's Legacy, Cult Leader, and then we got the Shaman, Master Shamanism, Essence of Mithril, Binding Scroll, Magic Heirloom, and God Roar. Okay, what's going on with people still playing Shamanism so much?
Uh, I mean, it's still good, and he still has double Chilling Howl, which is strong. And I think this dude just wants to push it forward and fight you for sure. I mean, it's basically just three big blocks and then two monsters and then a little bit of chaff just in case. But my real downside to this list is the not a lot of chaff clear, and then there's also no vanguards on it. So I'm a big fan of the vanguards. Oh, who popped in the chat?
Well, also, oh, who pops in the chat? That's a good question. Presto.
Oh, young Preston. Yeah, the boy who also plays ogres.
My
Or
problem
did
also
at
is that with this list, that there is also what this list is lacking is there is no pressure for anybody to come to you. It runs into the same problem of, oh, I want to play this game and I want to fight, but nobody fights me, that some other people have run into in the past.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit slow. Like it's fast overall. He has the two Swift Stride 6 units, but they're still only moving 12 if they're not getting chaffed early on, and they're really big blocks too. So it's like pretty easy to redirect them and make his life harder than he wants to be, I think.
Yes, with also saturation of the big targets between like Frostmourne and Slave Giant, enough for the cannons to take off or other heavy shooting to focus. Especially the Frost Mammoth, I think it's the number one target.
Target for sure, yeah. And I do think the only downside is like this list is well suited if there's a lot of shooting armies, but I think it's literally just me. So and even then, it's like, yeah, you kill the Frost Mammoth, and then you take a lot of the pressure off, especially after the nerf to Totemic, which I kind of disagree with.
Kind of, yes, I disagree with it a lot because I understand it for the small totemic, maybe, but for the big totemic where you're paying so much in dice to cast a
I
spell,
know, so
it really
risky.
yes,
Like, it's
you're
still a decent spell, but I just think that there's gonna be so many times when it just pops up, and then the enemy kills it in one turn, and then you distract one unit from killing you for a turn, and that's about it.
yes, it's just not number six spell strength.
No.
Okay, so on our groups, where do we put Zach?
I love how we have hot garbage and dumpster fire. Just steaming pile this shit. Jesus, we're cyber. I like to apologize for everyone who put in there.
Yeah, you
And,
apologize.
but luckily, if you've seen our list of views, you know that our groups actually don't really mean much at all, except for Elf Lover. That one's crucial. It's very
Oh my
important.
gosh, I can't believe that I forgot about the elf lover.
You gotta have the Elf Lover. Oh, you think steaming pile is shit? Oh my god.
I think that Zach should open up the pile with it. I
Yeah,
don't know. It's. I think this
it'll
is
fight
missing
real well.
things. Yes.
Yeah, but I
If
think
the
so too.
mammoth is there, if the frost mammoth is there, then it'll fight really well.
Yeah, if it doesn't just face that much adversity. And the thing is too is like if the enemy can clear his chaff before like he can't clear enemy chaff, which is I think again my
Yes.
biggest gripe with the list.
Yes, he just doesn't put any pressure and he can't clear chaff. And he's not that fast. Like KOE is gonna be super problematic for that list.
Yeah, totally.
All right,
Next up, Rob
Rob.
N.
Rob.
Who's who? Rob? Who's? Never heard of Rob. Echo is great though. Liz fully endorses Echo. She's a big fan. But who's Rob? Oh, Rob. Rob.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
the
and
guy who plays still Vermisworm after the new patch.
so for all the newbies that want a leg up, so when you're playing Red River, Ro is the better looking twin, and when you're playing Wicked, Rob is the better looking twin. Okay, just switches based off of that. Yeah, so he
Uh,
starts off with the Scorcher Ordnance, so the catapult that I believe got nerfed by a one area attack. And then 3 deep fire throwers, which are very nasty. 5 rotary guns, 6 Murmillo brutes with like all the weapons paired up in shield, halberd, full command. And then 49 Black for veterans that are blood for Praetorians, so they have the great weapons, and they have the Sacred Aquila. Also on an Eagle standard. 51 Virgin Legionnaires full command Eagle standard with Legion standard, 2x60 with Legion standard and full command. And then he has 2 house prefix. One's a Scorcha Alchemist with a pistol Orides Toga, so it can hide in the back. The other has the Orba Adius, which also got nerfed recently, so he's going to be really blowing himself up. This is the way, though. This is the Skaven way. This is the way. High risk, high reward, baby. Then a Vermin Senator General, Tome of the Rat King, also with Orator's Toga, so it sits in the back. And Tome, I think, is the bound spell version of the Hereditary. And he has a
uh,
Priest,
yeah.
Adept Witchcraft, Crown of Hubris, Lightning Vambraces, Collegian Pantheon, and then other Priest with Whispering Bell, Adept Thom with the Collegian Pantheon. So, pretty blocky, I think, too, and very slow. Luckily for Rob, there is not much shooting in this tournament. So I think if he avoids a lot of that, he's going to do pretty well because Skaven still have your combat res, and he is running with a lot of static res on these units.
Well, but also like this got nerfed. Like as you're saying, the ordnance got nerfed by area decreased from 5x5 to 4x4. The rotary gun got nerfed because it's no longer d6+1, it's just d6, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also what you were saying about the blowing up.
Oh, the Orb of
Or
Adius,
yeah.
yes, 5 wounds is pretty tough for sure.
So
Some light shooting, he can clear light shooting. I think he's going to do well against monsters actually with the rotary gun because they still have +1 to wound, so that's going to be really strong overall.
yes,
Um,
that will be. I think he's gonna suffer against armor though. Like against ogres, yes, this list I think could do well.
is terrifying, yeah.
Yes. I mean, the deep fire throwers will not do much in there, but like the rotary guns will do a lot, and the big blocks of units will should do well. But against like KOE, even
Oh, yeah,
Empire with like Bast of Knights can be.
I think actually it does good against KOE because KOE hits this thing. Rob is going to be steadfast, and then it's in the following rounds when KOE doesn't do as much damage. He's just going to win on static combat res, and he has more
Mm,
units, and he has the Murmillo still with Halberd. So that's
but he doesn't race so much.
yeah. But I mean, 60 bodies is a lot of bodies, and the KOE list. Well, there's one KOE list that has some decent shooting,
But how are you
which would
gonna
be
do
good.
the wounds to get actually through the armor? Like KOE is gonna be doing wounds. Like I mean, you got Blackfire veterans and you got Murmillo brutes.
But it's halved. That's the thing is it's halved. I think so. That's I think really scary for KOE because you need to have one flub, like one round where Rob has a good hex go off or something like that, and then all of a sudden like there's 3 ranks, banner, extra rank as well for the Legion standard. So that's 5 base, and then
And then KOE did five wounds with the horses only.
yeah. I don't think that'll happen because he has parry, and if
Fine,
there's one thing that KOE does, it's rubber lance, baby.
fine.
Josh, I regret to inform myself that it might be better than I was thinking
No,
originally.
I still think it's. I still don't like it against armor.
Still sucks. Still sucks. Yeah.
Well, because like
Attaboy.
you're counting on them failing. Them failing to wound you because, or like rolling abysmally for their armor save.
Or to hit. No, I think they're gonna fail to hit.
Yeah,
I think that'll be big, and then and again it's half. So even if like he has to do 10 wounds a turn to tie with KOE, and I like a lot of the units they're not gonna have rerolls. They're not gonna have any bonuses, and they'll be hitting on 4s and wounded on 2s, right? But he also has the bell, and if I mean Rob will probably get really drunk because he's gonna roll a bunch of 6s for the Aegis saves.
right. Where are we gonna put him?
I think Dumpster Fire or Trash Man maybe.
Dumpster fire or trash? I don't think that new VS fits in the trash.
Is
Man.
the Trash Man? Okay, fine. I'm the Trash Man. I get on stage and I eat and throw garbage everywhere. No, that's gonna be Kurt. Kurt's gonna get on stage and he's gonna throw garbage at everyone and just fucking let the bodies hit the floor, basically.
Okay, so talk about
Canyon Dunkin' Donuts.
What is he bringing? Oh,
He's bringing like a Skink Cloud plus. So he has 4 2x2 weapon beasts, 14 Skink Gorillas with magnetic shortbow and Vanguard, with no marking lure. 12 Gorillas with blowpipe chameleon and marking lure. I would personally have put the 14 with the short bows with the marking lure. Hey, that's me. 2x15 Raptor packs with corrosive spitter, so they have their 1 strength 4 breath weapon, so that can blow some stuff up and be kind of like I think that'll catch people off guard, even though I think it's like not the scariest thing ever. There's 4 elders with a champ with Enclave Wizard and a Koro Stone. 3 Tharascutus Herd with the magnetic great bow. 2x12 Skink Hunters. 6 Cayman Warriors with a full command, no musician obviously because it's Thorians, but Standard Bearer and a champion with Enclave Wizard, and then 39 Skink Warriors with 3 mentors, and also champion with Enclave Wizard and a Legion Standard, and then he has a Skink Veteran with a shield, magnetic shortbow, alchemical arrows, lightning van braces, infiltrator star, and master strategist. So he gives the unit he's with probably the gorillas with the short bow. Or actually, no, probably. I'm not sure where he's gonna go, but they have Feign Flight and Vanguard. And the Cayman Master has light armor, basalt infusion, rod of battle, and lucky charm.
okay. So for those of us who understand this new army book as much as I do, tell us what this list does.
It shoots decently well. I mean, the magnetic great bows were nerfed heavily recently. I think they lost their D3 wounds, so that's a big loss. It is a mixture of can kind of fight, but it can't fight super well outside of a couple things. It's basically gonna try to pew pew you, pretty effectively. But my only concern with that is that if you kill certain targets in this list, he's going to be limited on leadership, and I think the leadership changes hurt this army a lot.
So what are the targets that you're talking about?
Oh, the Cayman Master, the Cayman Elders, especially if you can start killing his champions, you're going to be taking away spells very quickly. He might be able to, in some matchups, do the cheeky, put the Skink Veteran in with the 3 Tharascutus Herd to increase their strength. It's like a pretty neat trick. I just think it's not nearly as good as it used to be. And honestly, I'm a bigger fan of the Thyros with the engine of the Ancients, with that like always hit on 3+ at worst, and then 2+ if they have a 4-up armor or better. Um, but yeah, it's like MSU Skink Cloud type vibes. Um, I think it's gonna have mixed results, I would say, because there's some things here that are really good against shooting, like some armies, and then
Like 3 times soft cover armies.
yeah, and also like too, like that army is so hard to approach for Kenyan because it's so fast, right? Like
Hmm.
that's the scary of that specifically. But then there's other stuff where we'll see some like hard target, double hard target coming up later, and then also armor is I think a little scary. The great bows help, but I don't think it's gonna be tougher. It's like a more uphill battle. But I could be totally underestimating the list. I just think that Saurians really got hit hard in the last update.
Exactly. So tell us, like, what do you think about the last update? Because we know what Kurt thinks,
Uh,
but tell
uh,
us what you think.
oh, um, I think that the Ninth Age hasn't put out a good book since Demon Legions. I think that book is still very balanced. I think every book afterwards has added to rock paper scissors, and overall, people are not happy with like really any of the changes, any of the new books. The fact that like the game gets pushed to this weird, it's balanced, but then it just feels like a higher level rock paper scissors, which I think is unfortunate, and really off-putting to a lot of people.
And I absolutely agree with it. So where do we put Kenyan?
Um, Steaming pile of shit. That feels so mean. Oh my god.
Perfect. Okay.
Sorry, Kenyan Dunkin' Donuts. I'm sorry, buddy.
Well, I mean, we can put him in the hot garbage, you know. It's
Ooh, no.
no.
I think it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard. Like it
Okay.
has some legs, but it has a high potential to go off the rails very quickly. And if like someone has ranged and can isolate units, it's gonna run off very very quickly. Like say you like have a bunch of bows and you kill one of the units that's like kind of trying to give leadership, it's gonna be tough. All of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't have cold blooded? Take a leadership 5 test.
Well, that's what people need to understand. So ask lots of questions before you start your game against him.
Or just don't do what Joff does and then
Read the
actually read
book?
the book.
What?
Exactly.
No, no.
Boo. I hate
No, no,
reading
no, 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 no. This is not what you
readings
do.
for losers.
Yeah, yeah. Watching the changes for the game, like reading the patch. Come on, man.
Boo.
Yeah. What are you, some ETC tryhard?
Yeah,
Jeez.
what a dork. I know
Uh,
exactly. What a bunch of nerds. Next
well,
up,
next we got
got
Cody.
John's better half. I'm just kidding.
All right, so go through the Cody's list.
So Cody is the hostage of the Dorseys on the way there. I hope he's ready to hear them go. Cody, what do you think of my list? Cody, what do you think of my list for the 12-hour drive? So starting off obviously from the bottom, he has the 5 yeoman outriders with a bow and a standard bearer. I don't know why he has a standard bearer. Maybe because they can do some cheeky stuff out of combat res, but they're meant to be chaff. And there's 5 9s penitent, which are pretty solid. Oh, what's up, Mal? Hey, Mal in the chat.
Oh my gosh, Mal!
The chump
Our favorite
extraordinaire,
chump,
baby. Our
yes.
favorite chump, the king of the chumps, baby. Oh my god, I'm so excited he's gonna be there.
Champ
Um,
Supreme. I'm so sad that I'm not gonna be there.
no, boo, Joff, boo, everyone, boo
No,
this man,
everyone is
heckle
gonna be
him.
happy. Come on, I'm not gonna be there. I'm not gonna be playing. That's
That's
like a
true,
selling
actually.
point for the
No,
whole tournament.
that's yeah, definitely. So everyone's going to this one in particular because Joff's gonna be at Wicked and not gonna be at Red River.
At least that's
um,
the plan so far for Wicked. Okay.
Yeah, and then he is the 5 9s penitent. So those are very solid. 2 wounds each, good armor save, full command. And there's Supernal. I think that's going to be like a roadblock that's going to catch a lot of people off guard. He has 4 peg knights with a extra knight banneret and full command. So 2 combat res plus Oriflame, which they changed and made worse. Actually, I was actually really happy with the changes they made to KOE personally because spoiler alert, they got weaker to shooting. Sorry. which I think is also a weird position to be in because that was one of their bigger strengths before, and I think this army suffers more against like armies that can chaff better and then fight better if they get the charge. Because I think this list suffers against that. Anyways, 8 Knights of the Quest with a Knight Banner as well, full command, and a Relic Shroud so he can do the I think it's like the heirloom or give a rise, and there's something fancy like that. And then 2 big lances, the Feudal Knights with full command, and then a Volkiro on a horsey with a shield, BSB, heavy armor with prayer edge, potion of strength, cleric and bannerman. So he can also, I believe, do horizons with the cleric if I remember correctly, but I also might not be remembering correctly. So read your books, kids. Don't do what we do. And then he has a damsel on a horsey with a master of druidism, a magical heirloom, and the sacred chalice. So MR1 to the unit, and every time you cast a spell at them, they're gonna gain extra veil token. Which he'll probably put in the Knights of the Quest, which is be very strong and a good bodyguard. Classic damsel in the Grail Knights kind of vibe. And then lastly, he has a general, which is a paladin on Face Steed. It's a Fortress of Faith on a shield, Bastard Sword with Shield Breaker, Percival's Panoply, Black Knight's Tabard, Lucky Charm, and Sainted. So he ignores the first multi-wound. Black Knight's Tabard was nerfed super hard. Again, I'm very happy because I think honestly, I wish Oriflame wasn't nerfed because I think that was smart. And Black Knight's Tabard, this makes more sense because it was kind of oppressive just to ignore multi-wound.
It was definitely broken, but so the Oriflame that now makes you that you cannot benefit from the rally around the flag, that's still pretty strong.
I think it's like devastating charge plus 1 Aegis, so you get it versus the standard shoot. I think he's going to be in a good position actually because I mean it's a lot of lists are like a bunch of blocks push it forward. He has a speed advantage. The Peg Knights I think are going to do really well. The Face Steed can be very tricky with the Ghost Step. Unfortunately, it lost the breath weapon, so that's where I think it's kind of risky because I think if you get stuck on the wrong things, you're going to have a bad time. No, I think it's a pretty strong list overall, though.
Yeah, the Black Knight Tabard is it's one use only now. The Oriflame gives you the fear, and then when you're engaged with the combat, the enemy can't benefit from rally on the flag.
Rally on the flag,
and then the penitents, they have the stubborn now. All right. So he made this list way different than his last list. His last list.
Oh, Joff, we also have our favorite elf lover in chat.
I know, I saw it.
Our favorite. He's the king of elf lovers, the Elvabyss conflicts himself. All right, so the question is, what tier do we put poor sweet Cody in?
I think that it is.
I just say poor sweet Cody because he has to deal with the Dorseys for 12 hours. No, it's a very solid list.
Oh well, then you're gonna call him and ask him also about your list.
Totally. Every 5 minutes. I think Dumpster Fire also, because Dumpster Fire Gaming, we just put everyone in Denver in Dumpster Fire and then just throw in Rob for good measure.
See, again, I was like, that's a pretty good list. I'm thinking about the Trashman, but the Dumpster
Fire.
Ooh,
Trashman?
Well, I think the Dumpster Fire is calling us.
Yes, it always is. We are always, I mean, we're basically like moths to a flame. We just like see a dumpster fire, we're like, oh my god. I mean, the last time I saw an actual dumpster fire was with Amazing Liz, and we were in San Francisco going back to the airport, and she like goes, oh, look, there's some trash on fire, and I totally didn't hear her, and I kind of chuckled, and I look over to the right, and there's literally just a fucking dumpster fire, and I was like, yeah, let's go. Beautiful.
All right. Well then, I think he has to stay in Dumpster Fire.
Yeah, definitely.
Although I think that
one of us
is a contender. Tanker Johnny, Highboards. Oh my gosh, that's actually a book that I understand most of.
Oh my god, Kurt is like so disgusted and aroused at the same time right now. He's like, it's so OP, but
Kurt, don't watch it. Kurt, yes. Wait a second.
I remember the good old days. I remember the good old days when I played Highborn Helps.
Okay, PGK. Okay, you ready for it? You covered your eyes. There you go. So we got 6 Grey Watchers with Scouting, 16 Queensguard with Musician and Banner of Becoming, River Chariots, 1 River Chariot, okay. Hello, Druski. In charge of the Fiery Heart, 5 Illyrian Rivers with Bow and Champion, 2 30s of Season Spears with full command and the War Banner of Rima. Commander on the Giant Eagle with El's Hardwood and BSB, Dragon Forged Armor, Great Weapon, Dragon Staff. Hmm. High Prince on the Dragon with Nova Flare, Obsidian Rock, and Queen's Cavalier. Yes, I agree. Kurt, I agree with you wholeheartedly.
Always more Liz, less Shafi. Kurt, Liz is universally loved. Okay, actually, she's special guest. Hold on one
Hi,
second.
Kurt. Hey, squad.
Hi,
Yeah,
Liz.
there you go, Kurt, the icon herself.
And then second dragon, Wizard Master of Alchemy with Hero's Heart, Heirloom, Order of Fiery Heart. All right, so Tanker finally it's his era when the cannons finally got nerfed. They don't have the clipped wings. Actually, none of the war
Yeah.
machines. Well, no, no,
Well,
no, 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 no. We got
catapults too.
catapults still, like which is
Yeah,
so weird
catapults too.
that catapults actually have
Have
clipped
clipped wings
wings.
and cannons don't. It
Yes,
makes whatever.
exactly.
Ninth Age, baby. Rules team. Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, absolutely. Got to love
Check
those people.
balance.
Yes.
Yes, 10 out of 10.
All right, so that's actually pretty strong list now, especially with
Definitely.
the changes to cannons. I don't. There is just like this list is missing natural predator, unless it's cared on the forum. Okay, other than that, it's like nothing to actually really hard counter it, like
Well,
used to
I
be.
mean, couple catapults, some mad gits, I think. I don't think he'd be happy seeing those because he doesn't have a lot of light shooting. But aside from
Okay,
that, I think
okay, okay. So ONG can hard counter it for another month. Okay,
yes,
and
1
then
month, 1 month. I get one last ride, the last ride of the Orc Hero, baby.
and then it's done. And then this list has absolutely nothing to counter it.
And John's obviously a beast too, so I think he's gonna have a really good time. Um, I'm like I am surprised there's no ancient dragon on one hand, and then very not surprised because of the nerf to the movement of it. I think it's too big and awkward and clunky. Again, thank you, rules team. Um, but yeah, I think John's gonna have a really good time. The only thing that this list kind of risks is if something can kill the commander really early, because the general has the obsidian rock, but the commander does not, and he's only 3 wounds tough 4. With,
Yeah, so you have to hide him behind it. I mean, there are plenty of places you can hide him, right? The terrains, like hills or buildings, or you can hide him
totally,
behind the dragon.
totally.
And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
just
yeah. No,
slap this one spell that can do the most damage onto him.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there's other things that can threaten that, but totally. I just think that's the one thing that might cause the most clenching moments in the tournament.
Oh, come on, what is
For
a
John.
tournament without
clenching? That's
bad
true.
clenching? Yes. Okay, where
The
do I
trash
put
man,
him?
Jaffe? Are
I
you putting
think
him
so.
there?
That's why I'm
trash
hovering
man.
over the trash man.
Trash man. Johnny P, baby. Tom Pike.
Okay.
Shout out to Bucky. Shout out to Texas.
Hot garbage is still staying virgin.
Yep. And next up we have the boy, Josh L, baby. Josh Lewis.
All
On some
right.
king shit.
He's playing actually one of the old books with one of the warriors' dark gods. Twins of flayers with skinning lashes, 6 wretched ones, 5 warrior knights with lance pride. What does pride do nowadays? I don't know. We're gonna find out
I
later.
think it's +1 strength after they win a combat or something like that.
Uh-huh. Then we got 10 warrior knights with gluttony and full command, zealot's banner, 30
I like that.
barbarians with spear and shield, standard bearer,
Full
icon
command,
of infinite,
icon of the infinite.
yes.
Yep.
15 warriors, sloth, full command, zealot's banner, adept of evocation with magical heirloom and just light armor. Chosen Lord on the Wasteland Dragon with shield, pair weapons, Touch of the Greatness, Pride.
Oh, Josh Josh says minimize discipline. Oh, thank God someone knows the rules. Thanks, Josh. Jeez. We'll try harder next time.
And Exalted.
I actually love this list too. This is a really solid list, I think. Normally, I wouldn't like barbs, but I like that there's a fair amount of them. They have spear and shield, and they add the utility of the Icon of the Infinite, so they get the extra cast of the Hereditary. He has the Wretched Ones, which will be like, so say he's playing against like Kenyon, he'll be able to threaten anything that goes within 12 inches of him, and then it's just a horrible unit to have to deal with at one time. But then on top of that, like, so what I like is that it's like a mixture of, he has the Wretched Ones, which are like weak to Pyro, stuff like that, and then everything else is like very good against all the things that the Wretched Ones aren't good against. And he has the Flayers. I think they'll be really good chaff, and they'll be able to like cause some weird panic checks. They'll be really good against a lot of the enemy chaff. And again, like if he's playing against Kenyon or someone like that, where it's like you have a bunch of Res 2 models that have low leadership already, the Skinning Lash is terrifying. Especially on a move 20 Strider unit with Vanguard, it's gonna be hard to pin down. And he has good enough magic for sure with the Adept Evo and the Herald, and a lot of things can fight. So it's like, can you deal with the dragon as well? So
Well,
I think
also-
Josh is gonna do good.
Yes, with the Wretched Ones also, like there is this thing that you can avoid the chaff. You can go over the chaff, not avoid it, sorry.
Yeah, so that's also very, very strong. So no, I really like this list.
I'm trying to see whether I can find the random movement example. Do you remember the rule, how it works with the random movement?
It's an errata, so basically
Errata,
it was
okay.
clarified because it's a pursuit move technically, and so if you chaff too close, and he can move the front of his unit past any point of the front of the chaff unit, he can just go over it, which is very, very strong. And yeah, I think is like will catch people off guard if they don't know the errata. Basically, it caught me off guard, but I mean that's
It caught
that's
me
not
off
saying
guard,
much.
but
Okay.
yeah. Well, exactly. So where should we put him? Into what category?
I think Trash Man, actually. I think this list is solid for sure, and it has just enough mixture of everything. It's nice to have the Herald as well. I mean, the Chosen Lord obviously very scary on a dragon. That thing is gonna just come there to whoop butt. I mean, the only thing that I would change, which I don't think he could, because of points, is like add Obsidian Rock and Lucky Charm. You know, but again, that's like nitpicking. But the Herald is like a really good Swiss Army knife still, and I think even though it was like technically nerfed, the points drop on it actually a lot of people consider it to be kind of a buff. So I think solid. I think Trash Man. The Trash Man.
Definitely Trashman. Okay, I think I actually
Wait, put him in the tier list, Chaffee.
I did.
Oh, you did? I just
Oh,
missed
I
it.
did. There you
Oh,
are.
okay. Woo, okay. Next up, we have the next icon, Blue, and some demons. There's a fair amount of demons in this tournament. I was actually surprised. Eric Rennie, I can't believe he's playing demons. The Crypt Kicker, demons don't. I mean, I guess I could see a demon kicking a crypt out of spite, but still.
Okay, I
Sad.
actually just gonna take just a second out of it. This is where you find the information about the pivot for the random movement in the proximity of enemy units. As you can see, you can actually overlap on the units that's trying to chaff you or just standing in front of you and move somewhere.
B2, you would be chaffed, but B1 and B3, you would. B3, you would also be chaffed. But it's B1 that you have to watch out for.
Yes. Well, that's it. I was just wanting to show it, just so that people are aware of this mechanic, 'cause
Yeah,
it can
no real
be
gotcha.
enraging when you face somebody and they do it to you.
And also, just to tell Josh, that's how. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I want to show it also to Kurt because he can go to the forum right now and be like, what
Exactly.
the fuck is going on with that?
Warriors of Dark Gods are just spiky elves, goddammit!
All right, so we got Blue. Want to go
Yeah.
through her list?
Let's do it. She got 4 Bloatflies with Broodmother full command, a Hope Harvester with Engine of Damnation, Aura of Despair, so accurate actually, which I think is very solid now. 2 Blazing Glories with Fly and Bronze Backbone. 22 Succubi, which were also, I think they were nerfs in the last patch, but I think they're still very solid. If I Myrmidons, also with Bronze Backbone, full command. And then a Courtesan, who's an adept on Witchcraft, with double hard target with the Kaleidoscopic Flesh, and Centipede Legs, Mesmerizing Plumage, so it's like lower defensive skill for the enemy. And then a Miser with Greater Dominion, which has been changed a fair amount, but I think actually I'd like the change in terms of just like the complexity reduction kind of thing. Wizard Master of Thom, also hard target and Hammerhand. So I think it's pretty solid. I think Blue is kind of getting ready for me and Joff more because all the hard target running around. But the Fly will be very good too. A lot of magic. The only downside I would say is there's no chaff. But I think this list is very fast and mobile and can use like angles and stuff to make an opponent kind of feel a lot of pressure. And if you don't lower the Myrmidons and the Succubi and the Blazing Glories before they hit you, that's a lot of damage coming your way. So overall, very strong, and I like the Blowflies too. As like again, it flies, so you can't chaff it. Very smart, and Broodmother is like a very nice add-on. So you can kind of like Blowflies are just always solid, and the fact that it raises itself is amazing.
Yes,
So,
for each health point, basically, you roll a d6, and on a 6+, you gain 1 health point back for the Broodmother. That's pretty strong, yes, and the flies are pretty tanky, so actually they can survive things.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the hard question now is gonna be, where do we put Blue?
Dumpster Fire.
Dumpster Fire. All right.
Yeah, I think they'll catch people off guard and is a headache for like a lot of things.
Keith.
Ah, gee, another demon player, just an unoriginal Canadian. Ugh, Keith. He's probably apologizing right now. He probably turned on the stream and said, "Oh, sorry, I'm late, boys." Oh, geez, Keith, come on, man. He has the 3 Clawed Fiends with Piercing Spike, full command, 4 Brazen Beasts with Red Haze, Centerbearer Champion, so no Muso, 6 Hoarders with Chitinous Scales, Segmented Shell, Centerbearer Champion. That is gonna scare a lot of things for sure. 2x23 Myrmidons, Piercing Spike, Centerbearer Champion. Keith is not an arts lover; he just hates musicians. And then he has a Mava Khan with the General of Greater Dominion, Adept Witchcraft, Iron Husk, Hammerhand, Chitinous Scales, and then a Scourge. He's just running a big old Scourge and yeah, Brimstone Secretion. So no Divine, Chitinous Scales, Wolfcrack Tail, Hammerhand on Evo.
Well, he just hates complexity basically in his list also, like any complexity.
Yeah.
Like musician, no, that's too complex, you know? We're running it
Plus
down.
he's secretly playing Tyranids too. That's the worst part. Just kidding. But no, I think it's a solid list. I think again, no chaff and very limited chaff clear. Because like Blue had Thom, which can do some stuff against chaff. But having Witchcraft and Evo, you could argue that maybe he gets a Scourge, gives it the Hereditary, runs up on a flank, and like can get lucky one time and kill a chaff unit like that, like in the flank with the Hereditary. But aside from that, I don't think he's gonna be getting the charges he wants. However, aside from maybe the Scourge, however, much of his list, well, not much. I would say the Hoarders and the Maw don't care that much if they get charged, whereas the rest, they all want to be on the charge.
Well, also for everybody that follows the rules changes, like I usually do, just let's have a quick reminder with the Raven's Wing that the target loses scoring now. Yes.
Unlike Evo, which again I don't it makes no sense.
Oh,
like Evo is like
we all knew that Evo
lower casting value.
Lore.
Yeah,
right,
yeah. Evo, the lore that's been consistently taken for as long as I can remember in this game.
Yeah, the reason why people take MR5 should not be nerfed, okay?
No,
there's no problem at all with that lore.
Oh, no problem. But Witchcraft, well, it's too good on Dark Elves, and you scoring OP.
Yes. So where do we put Keith?
Where do we put Keith? I think
Dumpster steaming. It's a kind of.
I think Keith would agree. He's it's a steaming pile of shit. Respectfully, always.
well, is it always?
Oh,
We'll try.
Kurt said there's only 7 drops with Keith, which could be a problem, but I don't think it's ever gonna come into play. It's gonna be like drop or be dropped.
Yes.
Oh, maybe not though. Who knows?
I mean, we all know that he's gonna put his skirt right smack in the center. And
First thing.
Yeah.
All the characters. Yeah.
Let's go at you.
And then we have Ginger Prime, Ryan. Big Ginge.
Alright. So first thing, did he take the seed of Dark Forest? He did take the seed of Dark Forest. Okay, that's a great list. Let's go next.
And Magical Heirloom. Oh my god. He
and
listened to
Master
us?
Druidism. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay, that's just a great list. Okay, what can I say? Amazing.
Perfect. God, he's
the system.
He's a genius. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe.
Okay, he get Beast Giant with Uprooted Tree. That's the thing that auto hits you, right? The Uprooted Tree.
Yep. Auto hits at strength 5.
Yes. Cyclop, Gortash, 2 units of 5 gargoyles, 6 minotaurs with paired weapons. Full command with Blackwing Totem. 8 feral hounds, 20 wild horn herd with pair weapons and throwing weapons with ambush and musician. No banner of discipline on there. Another unit of 28 with pair weapons, full command. 3 raiding chariots, Mintar Chieftain with the Greater Totem Bear, BSB with Destiny Skulls and Beast Axe. Master Druidism, Seed of Dark Forest, Magical Heirloom, and the Minotaur Warlord with the Willow's Ward, Death Cheater, Cleansing Light, Crown of Autocracy. Yeah, well, Willow's Ward, Shield, Willow's Ward, yes.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Cleansing Light, Crown of Autocracy, Crown of Horns. So he is using the new patch, and he is using soft cover, and yeah.
Druidism. Seeds of Dark Forest and Druidism is crazy, and I think he did a smart thing to get Magical Heirloom as well with the extra spell. And then even without those, he has the Greater Totem Bear and the Blackwing Totem, which you also don't really want to stop because you don't want Minotaurs being faster or hard target.
But then you don't want them also to be raising like 2 health points.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want I think that the Gortox were helped a lot with the last patch. Like, because before I think the reliability and definitely overpriced, and now I'm like, you can heal 2 wounds. Maybe 4 per turn if you get lucky. Like, wow. And then if they're in combat, they can heal another one if you just roll some 6s, baby. I mean, just get some skill dice and roll a bunch of skill.
Yes, it's like basically it's like a giant elf model running around.
Yeah, very fast. Yeah, like it's like a giant elf goat basically, so overpowered as hell.
Yes.
And I will say I really enjoy the Cyclops pick as well. It'll be good against like the things that might be hard to pin down traditionally. So like I think like the dragon lists are like very scary for lists like this just because of the mobility. You can't chaff them, blah blah blah. But then you have a Cyclops running around, kind of keeping you a little more honest, which I like. So I think put him also in Dumpster Fire.
Of course, yes. But just
Dumpster Fire Gaming Group, baby, let's go.
Go with the Cyclops changes. So there they are.
Clipped wings.
Clipped wings. Yep, that's a great counter for.
Suck it, cannons.
For those 2 dragon lists, and of course we know where Ryan is going. That's
Ryan Dingus.
Jeff Durham.
Jeff Durham. Good old Jeffy Durham.
Oh, look, you like Cyclops? Well, guess what? We got 2
And Boss Hog is playing some piggies, baby. Little Miss Piggy playing some piggies.
Which suitcase was it? I think it's like suitcase number 5, right?
Suitcase number 342, actually labeled in order.
All right. So we got double Cyclops. 6 gargoyles, 2 units of longhorn hares with great weapons, flaming standards, full command, 2 units of 8 feral hounds, 12 raiders with champion, 21 Wildhorn Herd with full command, throwing weapons, pair weapons, ambush. 3 raiding chariots, chieftain with a greater totem bearer, destiny call, twin hungers. What does it even do? I don't know.
It gives you lethal strike, and if you roll a 6, you can heal a wound.
Okay, all right. Added evocation because that's such a weak lore, and master druidism because it needed to get stronger. With a talisman. Okay, wait a second. The added evocation has a seed of the dark forest, and the
Yep.
master druidism has the talisman of the void and rod of battle. And then he has a beast lord on the general on the raised tusk chariot, basalt infusion, fatal folly, talisman of shielding, crown of horns.
The only thing I don't really agree with is the Rod of Battle here, probably, but this is a very
Yes.
solid list.
It's like you don't really need it over here.
Well, because the whole army has rerolls to hit,
Yeah.
so it's just needed less, I think, but it'll be okay. And then he is stubborn, which would be good. This is a list where if you can shoot away the general, he might have a hard time. Especially he doesn't have shamanism, he has druidism, which I think in terms of the shooting matchup, it's not bad, but it can be played around slightly better
But that's the
and
thing.
slightly easier.
You need to one-shot the chariot, otherwise he can raise 2 wounds on it.
No, only one because it's a character.
Well, with 1 per spell, or was it 1 total?
Well, yeah, 1 per spell. So,
Yeah, so 2.
If he gets lucky, it's 2. Yeah, definitely. As Kurt says, it's a very solid magic phase, and he has very good chaff. I wonder where he puts his wizards too, because maybe one of these Longhorn herds isn't stubborn. I'm guessing they're gonna be like horde formation, just ready to fight. And I think, especially as we go further on to the list, we're gonna see more of the wretched ones, and so this list does not care as much. Like it's kind of gonna be a double massacre because they're gonna hit each other and both do a lot of damage. But Jeff is gonna hold, and he's gonna probably kill the whole unit in return, even though he takes probably pretty bad losses overall, depending on armor.
Yes, you have no way to really wither them down before you go in there.
But I like the double Cyclops, especially with the dragons we've been seeing, because definitely that's like one of the more traditional, really tough matchups for beast herds is dealing with dragons in general.
Yes, you're dealing with a thing that hits you like a ton of bricks. It just flies around your flanks, or behind you and around you, and just like
Yeah.
the Cyclops are helping definitely with that.
Also, one thing that he nor Ryan did is the ambushing unit doesn't have banner discipline,
Yes.
which I find very interesting. And for me, it's a little risky, I would say, for sure.
Yes. I mean, the Rod of Battle could be the banner pretty much over there.
Yeah, basically.
Also, the Cyclops put a time clock on your opponent. They like even if it's not dragons aside, like if you have infantry, you can't really set up what you really want to do because you have a timer. The Cyclops are actually hitting you.
Well, yeah, and it's a really good tech choice as well into Vermin Swarm.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
You can
choice.
divine on the bell, plus then you're like, oh yeah, take your 6 up Aegis saves. Oh yeah, reroll all those.
Yes. So I actually like this list.
A lot of channel.
Dumpster Fire or Trashman?
I'm
kind of leaning towards the Trashman.
Yeah, I think you gotta put Jeff in the trash, man.
All right, and we skip this guy, right?
Yeah, just put that in the hot garbage.
Okay, you know what, guys? Let me help you eliminate him. He's gonna get a stroke. Let me talk about his list, right? So, just kidding. Okay, go through your list.
All right, so if you're a fan of catapults and war machines, you're gonna love this list, basically. And if not, you're gonna be like, sir, are you okay? Who bad touched you? Why are you doing this to us? I thought you were gonna play Ogre Cons, but for me, it came down to being the last patch before my army book gets ruined. So I want to play him one more time. The last ride of the Orkiram. Starting from the bottom, we got a Gargantula with a web launcher. So nice catapult, causes DTs, lowers agility, all the good stuff, and it has 8 bows as well. So pew 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 on a big monster, love it. A skewer, because with the last changes, I could add one. It's more or less, honestly, the list I brought to Masters. Because I'm lazy and I haven't unpacked, and so I just wanted to pick up my same box and put it to use. But there's 2 catapults that are splatterers with Orc Overseers, so they're large, so they can see over the rest of the army. I can also take a wound. They have an extra wound, but I can take a wound to reroll misfires. And because they have an Orc, I'm not taking panic checks from most of the list. I also have a Git launcher with the same upgrade as like a kind of anti-armor / anti-war machine tech. 2 units of Goblin Raider Chaff with the common goblins, light armor, and wolf. So I mean that they're just fantastic chaff, really hard to get rid of. 2 National Wrecking Teams. So actually, so far we haven't seen a lot of things that are going to be very effective against those. So I'm pretty happy about that because they are very annoying to deal with. And thanks to me, thanks to Jaffe teaching me how to use random movers, I think they're going to be very solid.
Yeah.
And they have 10 mounted Ed Bashers, Common Orc with Shield Lance, Banner Discipline, Musician Champion, so I can't panic if the General's in there. And then they're Strength 7 on the charge with a 2-up armor save, so like most of the things are weak to Pyro. That unit's very good against Pyro. Or something similar. Then there's the 20 Goblins, Forest Goblin with Creepers with the Aether Icon on a Standard Bearer. The Goblin Bunker to run around. Then I have 20 Goblins, Cave-Lock Goblins with bows with a Mad Git and a Musician because Mad Gits are good. 2x30 Cave Goblins with a Spear Shield, 2 Mad Gits, and Enter of the Relentless Company. 1 unit has a Champion, which I have a different Goblin for that. And then I have, I had to change my magic setup. So I have 1 less channel because one's only a apprentice on Witchcraft with the Book of Arcane Mastery because I'm basically always taking Raven's Wing, so I just figured compared to Pyro and Thumb, it's a much better one just to have the book with and also put Lightning Van Braces on it just to get that extra missile. And then Adept Pyro, Adept Thumb, so I get Flaming Swords and -1 Resilience if I want it. And then Common Goblin BSB with Mazazappa, so I'd make the 20 Forest Goblins Quick to Fire with the BSB with Aether Icon and Banner Discipline, which is basically just the same setup I had before, so it's hard to snipe me. And I don't have to take any panic checks. And then lastly, I have an Orc General, Feral Orc with a Warboar Shield. Oh, I gave him a bow! I forgot I could fit that. Yes! I'm going to forget about that every turn at the tournament. With a Basalt Infusion, Omen of the Apocalypse, and kind of Autocracy, just for a big leadership bubble, and just to have a nice beat stick that isn't afraid of like some of the flaming things that are out there.
It's nice to discover things about your list, right? After the submission.
Oh man, I totally forgot I had a bow on that. I entirely forgot till just now. It's amazing.
It's like the Dispel Scroll, pretty much. It's like, oh, I have it at the round 5 of the tournament. It's pretty much
definitely.
Your list is like opposite of Keith's. It's like he has 4 entries, you have 30 entries.
8,000 billion entries. Yes, exactly. 1 million entries. 1 billion entries.
And counting. So, tell me, why did you decide to change to Adept of Thaumaturgy instead of Master of Thaumaturgy?
They nerfed Comet. Like, I definitely loved running the Double Master Shamanism and Thaumaturgy, but they nerfed both those lores, which overall I disagree with. I tested a Master at NATC, and having the reduced range on Comet probably over the course of the tournament cost me like 12 battle points because I missed out by an inch, or basically on Wrath of God. So instead of hitting elves and pounding them with 2d6 strength 5, they just missed because they could move out of the way. So I don't really have much faith in that anymore. And I figured, knowing the Midwestern tournament scene is going to be just a bunch of push it forward, let's fight. So it's not as useful anymore.
Hey folks.
Oh.
Yo, what's up, Big Dog?
How's it going?
Oh, I'm pretty good. Been working lots. Kind of the story of my life.
Well, welcome, Darren.
Welcome to Dingus Hammer, brother. All right, where do you put me, Jaffe? I think Hot Garbage or Elf Lover or Pilot. I think Steaming Pilot should.
Let's put it the hard garbage. I mean, let's be fair. No, it's
Yeah,
like open bar. Actually, Flaming
open
Orc
bar.
Bow Dumpster Fire.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, as a Dumpster Fire gaming group, I even have a little sticker. Flaming Orc Bow Dumpster Fire. Yep, Kurt, you ain't wrong. You ain't wrong, brother. Perfect. There we go. Old
There you
man
go.
Poppy. Yep. Boomer Pops. Kramer Lamau. And then next up, we have Young Noble. Unless you want to talk more about my list, Joff, but I think it's pretty.
No, I think you pretty much mentioned everything about this list. This list is pretty nasty. The way that you deal with this list, because I have to tell people about it, is you start taking
Tell 'em.
shots with Pablo really early. But like, don't go for like tequila. Just you have to find something more like, I don't know, European, I guess. I don't know. Go for vodka. Maybe something, I don't know, Asian, like rice wine or something. Just get him off his game, you know.
Ooh, soju. I love soju.
Okay,
Yeah,
never
that'd be
mind. Don't do
good.
that. But yeah, like Stolichnaya or something. Yeah. All right. So Noble. So he got 6 Warhounds, 2 Forsaken ones, 2 Wretched ones, 5 Fallen, 24 Warriors with the Halberd Wrath, Full Command, Zealous Banner, Ancestor Repair Weapons, Cleansing Light, and Sorcerer on the Battle Shrine with Master Alchemy. Legion Standard Plate Armor with the Gladiator Spirit, Shield Breaker, Lord of Them, and the Orb. The Lord of Them is the one that gives you the reroll for the random movement, right?
Yep, exactly.
Awesome. So that is the full Weevil list. Let's just roll some dice and see where we go.
Yeah, it's like similar to the so-called girlfriend list where you're just trying to roll a bunch of dice and hopefully it works out, baby.
Yes.
The only thing I would change probably is pick Evo over Alchemy,
Yes.
personally. But I think it's gonna be really solid and just run at people and yeah, I think it's a very it's just hard to deal with if you don't have the tools for it. And then if you do, then Noble's gonna have a great time. Honestly, I think he's a genius, and hopefully he takes advantage of the open bar because this is an open bar list for sure. You don't have to.
Absolutely.
You just roll your 3d6s, and then you're like, reroll. I don't know. Did I get 15? I don't know. Roll again. Like, wow, crazy.
Yeah, kill it with fire. I absolutely agree. I agree also that like the evocation would be better also with like you can't move magical move the random movers, but you can magical move 24 warriors with Halberd Wrath, and that's pretty nasty to deal with.
Well, and reroll to wound is very good.
Yes, exactly.
And which he will have because of alchemy, I guess. So that's I think solid.
But also the snipes in the evocation can come in handy because so far we haven't seen that much magical resist in the list.
Nope, just me.
Yes, and if you're playing against things like
me and John Pike.
Yeah, and then if you're playing against things like Scourges and Evocation, suddenly it becomes like, oh, it's amazing. Whereas extra 1 or 2 armor saves or things like that from Alchemy is like, oh, okay, well, what are we doing over here?
And then also it's really good against like Vermin Swarm for sure.
Yes, exactly. Because they have 2 wounds on the character.
hits the big blocks. Well, I mean, oh yeah, no, I'm just talking about his list in general because everything's unbreakable, and it auto hits at strength 4. So he's gonna be just 66 plus 6 strength 4 is terrifying, especially like you get off 1 corruption to 10. The more we talk about it, the more I see why he brought alchemy actually. So good for you, I guess. Yeah,
So he
definitely.
was basically wanted to counter KOE things.
Yeah, just anything with armor, because anything without armor, he's gonna probably bully a fair amount.
Uh, I think I'm not convinced. I mean, I guess the corruption of Tin is number 5 now, so yeah.
Well, plus he can give them. I'm not sure you can give the flaming attacks to the wretched ones, the Forsaken, I believe, because they're grind attacks. So you can't give special attacks. I think attributes, but maybe I'm misremembering. I think
Well,
that's how it works.
I'm not gonna be talking about the rules because, you know,
Comma if big if I remember correctly.
exactly. I think you might be right, but if he's gonna be playing against you, then you're definitely wrong.
Yes, definitely.
Where do we put Noble?
I think I would say either dumpster fire or the trash man. Actually, I don't think it
it's
does
a trash
well
man.
against. Yeah, I think it's more dumpster fire because I think if you play against Jeff or John Pike, you're gonna be pretty sad.
Well, it depends
They have a
also
lot
how
of
you
fun.
roll your random movements, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's true too. It's very much luck based, and there's definite things that can go very wrong very quickly.
Yes. All right. Well, let's have a break to talk about some elves. All right.
Oh man, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the King of Rage.
Yes. The guy who just have a his loading page on the computer, just basically 9-page forum. He has a
The
template for
the
his posts.
unbanned king himself. Oh yeah. I can't believe I have to have at least 8 skin gorillas. Why would they do that? Oh, that's so ridiculous.
All right.
Something UP Saurian something elves OP.
Well, that's another thing. Like they're the same as Vermisworm choosing Saurian Ancients for this tournament. It's like feel sad. Feel sad. Like
Yeah, there was a tournament in Poland recently that's like I think it's like 200 or 300 players, and there's like I think 1 or 2 of either of them. Almost everyone dropped them. Woo! Thanks, rules team. Woo!
this would be a tournament where actually vampires would be amazing choice.
Oh, vampires would be incredible for sure. Vampires are very strong right now. But let's start from the bottom. He has 8 chameleons, king gorillas with marking lure and blowpipes. I kind of wish it had the bows, but that's just me. 4 weapon beasts with a spearback. Those I actually highly rate spearbacks. I think they're one of the better pieces in the book, especially if you can get them on a marked target. They're very strong. 2x3 Ramphadons, which I think will be very annoying for a lot of people. A Thyroscutus herd with a Great Protector Venomous Fortress. 3 Cayman Elders with a Champ with a Wizard Enclave. 30 Skinks with Spear. Skinks? Kurt, I thought you hated painting Skinks. What the hell? 6 Cayman Warriors with a Tooth and Claw. Champ with Wizard Enclave. 35 Tegu Warriors with Standard Bearer. Cayman Master. Slan. A Novark Archmage with Div and Eidetic Mastery. Then the classic Alpha Carnosaur with Serpent Nest Charms and Light Armor with Starfrost Sails for hard target.
He's gonna probably just drop like a giant unit filler into those skinks.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just gonna. The sad part is he doesn't even drink that much anymore. But I think maybe this tournament might drive him back to drinking more. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, no, and I think compared to a lot of other things, like it has a kind of weakness with the elders, stuff like that, where you can kind of pick off the champion early if you have the right tools. But aside from that, it's a solid mixed arms list. I mean, I'm really pissed about the Tegu Warriors. I think that nerf was dumb as hell, honestly, and I think that RT, the rules team, and some of the advisory board are championship spelunkers because their heads are so far up their asses.
I think that ETC team basically needs to take over.
Yeah, big ETC takes over. Yeah, definitely that one.
The
Yeah.
ETC cabal.
Yes, the deep ETC state exactly.
I mean,
But
that's already decided, but let's keep the spoilers away from this channel.
yeah. I like the Cayman Master as well in this list, and it can definitely fight. I think if he's pushing it forward, I think if he plays against Rob, it's gonna be 0-20 just be on like mental fortitude alone. He's gonna see the deep fire throwers and just be like GG, GG Navarez. And yeah, he's definite elf lover, definite the Elvipus complex.
Oh
You know,
yes. I already put him over there. There you go. Let's put like a
there you
sparkling
go.
heart.
Oh yeah, huge sparkling heart. Yes,
Yes.
the king of elf lovers. Oh yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
maybe two
Maybe two.
actually.
Yes, on
Yeah,
both
yeah,
sides.
yeah. One on each side. One on each side.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
perfect. Yes, there's our Curry. He loves elves.
Elves and painting.
Yep, painting skinks and all the random stuff. Next up, we have Devin, the MFN dude, who has been. He has a great army actually. He's posted works in progress, and his whole army theme is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, which is
Oh,
very funny.
yeah.
I think it's so funny. I'm really excited to see his army and see Devin in general. Even though I'm sad that Frank the Tank aren't there. Oh, Kurt said
VS are the
Vermin
duels.
Swarm are just furry elves confirmed.
VS sucks right now. I don't know. Oh, I don't know whether they can be set in the same category as the elves right now, because elves are actually pretty good right now.
Pretty good right now. Yeah, elves have
Pretty
been buffed.
darn good. Well, not the dark elves. Okay, two out of
Yeah,
three
yeah.
elves are good.
Dark elves are in a horrible place right
Dark
now.
elves are balancing the rest of the elves, basically. They just well decide like elves are OP, so how do we balance it? Well, we make the dark elves pretty shitty, and that balances the game.
Yeah, God, classic rock paper scissors elves.
Oh, don't worry, they're gonna just go gold for the whole year, and we're gonna see like
Forever. No more changes, just rock, paper, scissors, plus add a little bit of dice.
exactly, yes. What could go wrong? Oh, I don't know about
Thanks,
everything.
rules team. Yeah,
Yes,
what could go wrong, really? And then he has a. Let's start with the ladies' courtier of the dusk on druidism. He has a treb, a sacred reliquary, 14 crossbows with enlisted outlaws per prepared position, 9 hedge knights, 28 men at arms with the avowed armsmen, musician center bearer, 29 archers with a longbow and archery drills, 10 Ordo sergeants with great weapon, banner of Roland, 8 feudal knights with a banneret, relic shroud, and an aether icon, adept divination damsel, so that she'll be on foot with archers, full Kira on a face steed with a shield, bastard sword with a supernatural dexterity, heavy armor, personal panoply, Saint Clair Castellan, Equiton Lord. Well, he has like very little magic. Equiton Lord. He was a general on a horse with divine judgment, ghostly guard, faith. Little Lord on a hippogriff, who's a BSB, Lance, Crown, Wizard King, and Forbearance. Yeah, I think it's like I have mixed feelings about this because he can kind of fight, and I like more than a lot of the other like Cody's list. He has a little bit of light shooting, which will be good. So like say he plays against VS or the Skink list, or he's playing against something that doesn't have that much chaff, he can get an advantage pretty early on.
so he has an adept of druidism basically, and he has a crown of the wizard king.
Yep,
And
and
the
the
other
adept
magic?
divination.
Adept divination. Okay.
So I mean, it isn't. No, it can do stuff. It's a mixed bag. More importantly, I'm just excited to see the army, and I think he might be one of the people that's also going for the open bar. So good for you, baby.
Oh yeah, if we don't have an upper bar category. Oh my gosh. Okay, where do we put him?
I mean, if there's an open bar category, put Rob in there, put John Pike in there.
Well,
I
okay,
mean-
I'll have to put like pretty much half the tournament over there.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. It's fair.
It would be easy to say
Um,
who's not over there. It's gonna be Baby Noah because he's gonna be turning 21 at our tournament in Denver
Yep,
this year.
Bighorn. We can get him wasted.
And then Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff doesn't drink.
All right, so where do we put Devin?
Dumpster fire, I think.
Think so? Okay. All right. Why is there a question mark back, Chris?
It's that represents your country, so you can pick whatever.
Ah, okay. So he's
But he just didn't pick anything. Yeah. Mal is, of course, technically he's like gonna come from Bermuda, but he's definitely more BM than anything.
yeah, absolutely. He's a BMing champ.
Yeah, it's the king of BM.
All right. So we got actually Empire. Oh, perfect. Why you didn't choose cultists?
Yeah, he is.
All right, so we start with double Imperial Giant, the big fan of Sana, Big Brother. Is this that's not the shooting one, right? Which one is that?
That's the Polygon one. He is
Oh,
the
yes.
one that. No. He is the big fanatic one. So that actually like that one probably the best.
Okay, the Flagellant one.
Yeah, totally.
He has the Sack Tank, the mortar, and the cannon. Right? Did they actually refix the tank? Did they fix what they broke, or is it still hot garbage? Do you know? Nope. He actually left us. So we're gonna talk about something else then. Well, I opened the book actually. So, mortar cannon, 8 raiders with repeater gun, heavy armor. We got 5 electoral calf with shield lance, standard bear mission champion. 8 knightly order with shield lance, full command, aether icon. Okay, so some MR actually happening here. 12 knightly order with full command, banner of speed, shield lance. Marshal BSB on the horse with a banner of speed, household standard shield lance, prelate, great weapon on the horse, locket of Suna, plate armor potion of strength. Why do you take a locket of Suna?
To like say the
Okay, yeah,
one of the just to absorb challenges for the Knight Commander.
yeah, but then like, why do you take potion of strength on it? Because you're looking to
Oh.
rotate the attacks. So like,
Yeah, you're
why?
looking to get attacks anyway. Well, maybe they fight something that like a monster where you can't like just go like challenge that with a locket, and then he just wants to get a big old like, hey, dodge this cannonball with hatred. But I don't think he gets hatred because it's a crush attack.
Then we got where did I start? Okay, there.
Knight Commander with a horse.
Yes.
Yeah, cavalry
Shield.
pick touch of greatness.
Yes.
Winter Cloak with a courser, so you can reroll charges. Apprentice on Cosmo with a crystal ball on a horse, and then a Master Div with a light armor and obsidian rock.
Okay, so first of all, the Steam Tank, it went up in price, right, to 450 points.
Yeah, I think it was 420 because the last version was
Yes.
absolutely an embarrassment.
I mean, it lost unwieldy and it stops losing wounds, and I still think it's a hot garbage.
It's definitely better
No,
than
no,
it
I
was.
mean, better than it was after they initially destroyed it. So like,
Yes,
what they
totally.
did is they basically took wheels out of the Steam Tank, and they're like, well, okay, fine, we're gonna make it 20 points more expensive, but we're gonna put one wheel back. Okay, fine,
Well,
we'll fix it.
and like theoretically, it can move. It like averages a similar distance, but the max distance is lowered a fair amount. So you can just be 12.1 away, and then because it has one less wound, if you have armor penetration, you can kind of mess it up real bad.
Well, it's also less HP, right? Did it lose the toughness?
One HP. No, didn't lose toughness.
Didn't lose toughness,
Just
just 1 HP, yeah.
just lost 1 HP, but a lot of armor in this one.
Yes, well, he has a really push forward list over here with kind of
It's mixed arms.
Yes,
he
it
has
is.
a divination, so he can kind of kill monsters better,
Okay, but
and
he has
hit better, which is big.
Oh, it's actually in the horse. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he has the repeater gun raiders, which I've never been a fan of, but it's like a fair amount of concentrated fire, and a cannon and a mortar, so he doesn't have to engage. And then he also has a steam tank, so 2 cannons. So it wants to kill your monsters fast, and then fight the rest of it eventually.
So it's really not really pushing forward. It's like more of a counter attack list. It's like you're shooting, you're forcing them to come to you, and then you choose the moment at which you just go, full charge, full steam ahead.
Yep. Yeah.
Which,
Exactly.
like, full steam ahead doesn't mean as much as it used to, but
Yeah.
we will. Okay. So Chris.
Where do we put him?
First of all, we put Empire of Sonstal in the hot garbage.
Well, then also put Saurians there, and then put VS there too.
Added that hot garbage. Okay, I think there's a steamy pile of shit, but
Okay.
I think that's hard. Okay, fine. You know what? There. So the
Yes.
Empire doesn't feel lonely over there. All right.
True. Yeah.
But yes, where do we put Chris? Steaming pile or dumpster fire? Hard choice actually.
I know I think the list is pretty solid. I like the Giants. I like that he has a couple options for shooting and adding pressure. The only thing which I'm like, why does no one run chaff? Like
Yeah.
that's my only question. But
I mean, he has chaff, but it's like expensive chaff. It's like,
yeah, it's not really chaff.
well, because there's a 5 electoral calves, they can serve as chaff, but then like, why do you put Lance over there? It's a pick.
Or full command, and they're also not that
Yeah.
fast either.
Yes, and then you got 8 raiders, but it's like 300-point chaff, so
Yeah, not great. And 2 Giants, so kind of also same thing.
yes. Well, so I think I think I'll put in the dumpster fire, but because of the changes to the book, I think I'm gonna put it in the steam pile of shit.
Stephen pile of shit. Perfect. I love how you have no hot garbage so far.
Right? I'm waiting,
Yeah.
Well, what can I say? Noah disappointed, He didn't bring any super dingus list, like
I know.
a wizard
want something that
master and a
makes no
unit of
sense.
light calf, 5 light calf with a 6-up armor save. Like, come on, Noah. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to bring the balance to this list.
Let us down again.
And instead he brought like try hard list. Like strong list. Okay, well,
Ooh.
we got Undying Dynasties because you know what? They're back from steaming pile of shit. They're back from the hot garbage that they were after the December patch. Thank you, people who don't know anything about the UD.
There's 2 catapults which got buffed and I think are actually very solid now. 3 Sandstalkers with a special ambush. 6 Shabti with halberd full command. 3 Necropolis Guard with paired weapons. Relentless Company full command. 2x5 skeleton scouts. 4 skeleton chariots. 60 skeletons with a banner of the Relentless full command. No mark with a Willow's Ward, shield, heavy armor, alchemist alloy, aspen bow, death mask of Teput. A pharaoh with Destiny's Call, Godslayer, and the Sekem scepter. A hierarch with the Adept Evo on Arca Ages with the Crown of Autocracy, Book of the Dead, Hierophant. Wait, okay, that makes sense. And then a hierarch, Arca Ages, Wizard Master, Divination, Light Armor. So really long range divination. It's kind of gonna make you come to it. The only downside is if an enemy has shooting, then you're playing you're clenching the whole game. And just praying to God that the Arca Ages don't get singled out very quickly.
Yes. So just gonna show the catapult really quickly because they actually fixed it back. So it's now 6x6 with multiple wounds D3. And yeah.
I think it's going to do pretty well too because he has divination, so the demons are scared.
Doesn't
The
do the
catapults
auto.
always count 5+.
Doesn't do the auto panic, but still the panic tests are -1 discipline, and usually you're gonna cause panics with that.
Oh yeah, which is really good against a lot of armies like Vermin Sword, scared. A lot of things are scared of this for sure.
Yes. So where do we put Jordan?
This might even be the Trash Man.
Trashman? All right.
Yeah. Yeah, it has like 30-inch range Wizard Master Divination, right? At least 18. No, 33-inch. So that's pretty scary right there.
Kurt, start taking notes. Start taking notes because you're gonna want to go to forum with this one.
The only thing that is kind of annoying is that it's going to be kind of awkward because you can only use one bender of Relentless Company in a single phase. So might have a time.
Is this you can use that's a rule right now, or is it a future rule? You don't
Yeah.
know.
No, it is a rule.
It is a
It's
rule.
been a rule. Yeah.
Huh. Huh.
So you might have moments where things are kind of in a weird spot. I also think the Sandstalkers are a little strange to me, personally, because the ambush you can't really rely on, and then like they have autonomous now, but they're gonna be far away from things, unsupported. So I think they can be picked off pretty quickly.
Okay, so with the ambush you cannot rely on, but you can actually rely on it. So basically, explain the new ambush because I think that changed, right?
I don't know the changes to the new ambush, honestly.
But
I,
so
I
basically, you
not
still have
entirely
to
sure.
roll for it to come over on the map, but you
Yep.
can place it anywhere outside of the terrains.
Yeah, I think something like that. They have a weird one, and I think they unnerfed it because before it was like almost impossible to even get them on the board. And then he has AoE raising as well, which will be good with his list with what he brought. And then he can kind of have he can split his forces with the Crown of Autocracy.
Kurt is never far from the forum. Yeah.
Just lurking and lurking. Now that he got his account back.
Oh, he was banned?
Yeah, for the longest time, and then he made an alt account called the Big Kurt, I think. Classic, because he's just raging at everyone. It's beautiful, champ.
Now he can rage on two accounts simultaneously.
Exactly.
Can be
Double
like
the
this
ship husband.
new Undying Dynasty raising is bullshit, and he can jump on his other accounts like, yeah, you're right, it's absolute bullshit.
Currently, he's just getting in a fight with this poor Polish dude.
Who's the poor Polish dude?
His name's Ciara, Ciara.
Oh, shut up. Okay.
Ciara. Yeah, Jopsy. I was like, oh yeah, I know that guy. Ciara, yes. All of Poland knows each other.
All right, let's go to the next. Malcham Patel.
The King Chump himself.
Yes.
And he is
The guy that please bring my army.
He's coming from Bermuda, though.
Yeah,
Well,
I know.
He's coming from the state of BM, so it's pretty tough.
Oh, the manners of those people. Go through his list.
So he has 2 units of 2 Stygiosaurs with Enclave Wizard. 1 has Center Bearer, 2x2 Spearbacks, 9 Skink Gorillas with Blowpipe Chameleon, 9 with Blowpipe Chameleon and Marking Lure, 15 Skink Gorillas with Magnetic Shortbow, Vanguard, Marking Lure, 2x5 Ramphadons, 3 Thyroskirtus with Ancient of the Ancients. Oh, I like that a lot. 2x21 Skink Warriors, that's Chaff. 18 Tegus, that's like Chaff that scores. 9 Caimans with Tooth and Claw, Standard Bearer, Champion with Enclave Wizard and Obelisk Collaboration, and then a Veteran with Magnetic Shortbow, Alchemical Arrows, Lightning Vambraces, Infiltrated Dart, and Master Strategist. So he's really going in on all of the Prey Sense synergies for the most part with this list. A lot of
What do they
shooting.
do?
It's very they changed it slightly. It used to be like reroll to hit. I think it changed with Ramphadon Riders, blah blah blah. But he has a lot of magic, ton of shooting, and he's gonna get a lot of rerolls on that shooting. And then he has Ramphadons to zone and be super annoying. And he's gonna be hard to catch. And then if he picks his fights well, I think he's gonna do really well. And I really like even though Thyros got nerfed and they're not as nearly strong anymore, Engine of the Ancients is always good because it shoots 360 and it hits at worst on 3+, and it's strength 6, AP 3. And if you have a 4 armor or better, it's a 2+. So, yep, Kurt Mal's been going 40 chess for the longest time. I want him to win a tournament so people know how good he is because he used to destroy me every week when we play in New Zealand. We go practice every Wednesday at the club, and he would practice for ETC, and I'd be like, "Here's my Dark Elf list," and it was like the perfect counter where I can't purple sun things. The Slann is like on the other side of the board, so I can't actually kill it with any of the snipes. It was brutal, and everything has hard target. But
And
no,
where do we put him?
in Chump. I mean, he is hot garbage, but I'm just kidding. I think the Trash Man would be good. I think it's gonna catch people off guard for sure. Or he's gonna fail a bunch of panic checks and run away. Either one. There
There he is. He agrees with my choice.
Hot garbage. Hot garbage for sure. The King Chump himself. But yeah, I think it's gonna catch a lot of people off guard with this list. Even though he hasn't played and is a chump. No channel? Oh wow. Total hot garbage. What a chump. Jesus Christ. I take him anywhere. BM Chump King.
He just wants to play those Demon Legions so he can have some channels.
Yeah, exactly.
Could you please give me a channel?
Please, sir, can I have a channel?
Yeah, no general, no BSB. Hot garbage.
Let's go. Panic off the board turn 1. Let's go. This is the way.
This is the way. Mal, are you only playing? Was he only playing Story Nations, or does he have any other armies?
He plays Dark Elf sometimes, but he's mainly
Oh
playing
my gosh,
Saurians.
Mal, I'm sorry.
I know he's in a bad way.
Well, you need to get us 3 Princeton army, you know, like some cute travel army, like 5mm size miniatures, like mini hammer. Something that actually is pretty good right now.
Yeah. The Chump Hammer Mini Hammer.
All right, call.
Playing
Uh,
ID.
Yes. So,
Starting off with the Kadim Titan, the fighty one with Walking Earthquake. 5 Enforcers with Great Weapon, Shield, Champion Musician, which is like maybe a weird chaff unit. Don't really know. Also scores. A Rocket Battery on the Artillery, which is very good. Anointed with Full Command, Flaming Centered, and Shields with paired weapons. 40 Levies with a Spear and Shield, Full Command, and their Master's Banner. 20 Infernal Warriors with Shield, Blunderbuss, a Standard Bearer, and a Legion Standard, Full Command. 15 Citadel Guard with Flintlocks, Full Command. The Vizier BSB with a Legion Standard and an Aether Icon with a Blunderbuss, Ghostly Guard, Dragon Staff. Prophet of Nevakesh with a Bastion, Adept of Alchemy, Blunderbuss. And then a General on Great Bull Shamut, Wizard Master, Occultism with Hero's Heart, Ring of Desiccation, and Obsidian Rock. Ninth has put me in a dark place. Yeah, Mal's just been crying in the corner since the last patch. He's like, this is the saddest of all time. What has Ninth done to me? I miss my old Skin Cloud. Going back to Cole, kind of mixed arms. He's trying to run the old blunderbuss tricks. Might have some trouble because he doesn't fight the most well. And personally, when I take the general on the Great Bull, I think it's always worth it to get the tablet. So it just makes your casting rolls that much more secure. But it's still very, very powerful.
where do you think the ID is right now?
I think if you play them, all the right stuff, they can be super, super. Well, they can be pretty strong. I think they're in a similar place to Dread Elves, where they're in a very awkward spot, where like they are the jack of all trades, so you have to play them very, very well. Use everything to its max potential, and like also pray to God that the enemy doesn't outrange you, because if they outrange you, you're going to be taking your tiny little legs and walking forward towards the enemy.
Yes, slowly
Yeah.
walking forward to the machine guns.
Yep, and getting blasted. Like, have you ever seen Last Samurai? Then,
Bye, Kurt. Thanks for
hi,
stopping,
Kurt.
Kurt. Have fun
I
painting,
can't wait to see
Kurt.
the rage. Have fun. Have fun posting on the forums and arguing with the Polish guy. Not Joff though. Not Joff this time.
I need to just join the forum again and to get back on there.
You've just been shit posting memes and they've been
Oh well,
hilarious.
that's
Actually.
you know. What else have I to say about this game?
Exactly, just memeing.
Yes, exactly. So where do we put Cole? Oh wait a second. No, you were talking about the position of the Infernal Dwarf. So if you play them right, if you play everything perfect, they can be in the strong place.
And I think they got a lot better. Yeah, and if you have to run into them, I think they can. That's when they're the strongest because they can isolate things. They're tanky enough to like basically hold and catch people out on minor mistakes. So they definitely got a lot better. I just think that this last patch overall was lackluster for everyone and kind of bad. So
Okay. And where do we put him?
either hot garbage or dumpster fire. 'Cause it's Infernal Dwarves.
Hot garbage or dumpster fire?
Yeah, because they're
Fiery.
ID. Yeah, exactly.
But one is hot instead of fire, and the other is steaming piles. So I guess steam involves too much water. That's why you're not putting it there. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Well, then
exactly.
it has to be in the dumpster fire because it's the only one that actually has fire.
Okay, perfect.
We can make it bigger. The dark place that Mal said. Austin. Oh wow, the normal book. All right.
Normal dwarf.
Normaldorf. Field artillery, door of cannon, the 14 seekers with Brothers of Vengeance, Vanguard, Standard Bearer champion, 24 King's Guard. Did they get cheaper King's Guard?
I think slightly.
Full command, runic standard of swiftness. Deep Watch, that's the one that got really cheaper. 8 Hold Guardians, runic standard of the hold, full command. 12 marksmen with crossbow, shields, musician champion. 20 marksmen with shield, crossbow, full command, banner of steadiness. I don't remember what it does. Seneshut?
I know. I mean, he already has the. He's a dwarf, so he doesn't suffer sin and shoot. So
Move and shoot? I...
I have no idea. No
We're
idea.
gonna
The
find
dwarf.
out in the next episode, okay?
Yeah.
We'll get you.
Of Dingus.
Of Dingus
probably.
Hammer, yeah. Dingus GT, 20 Greybeards with Vanguard, full command and shields. Anvil of Power, Thane with that's PSB with shield. Runic Standard of Dismay, 2 Runes of Iron, Runes of Shield, Rune of Shielding, Rune of Readiness, Dragon Seeker Lord with the Parapens, Rune of Destruction, Rune of Quickening, and the King Ancestral Memories with Shield Bearers, Shield, Rune of Resistance, Rune of Iron, Hand Weapon, Rune of Might, Rune of Shielding, and Hold Stone. Uh, uh,
I think it's gonna do well, actually.
I'm missing a second artillery piece, like either catapult or organ gun for dealing with like monsters and big
Well, he's
stuff.
the seekers.
Well, yes, he has the seekers. I mean, 40 seekers with a lord, but you can avoid them.
Yeah. No. Yeah. And then he is the Hold Guardian, so he's a fair amount of Vanguard. It's like in a weird spot almost, because like half his army is like rushing forward as fast as possible, and the other half is like just hanging back and chilling.
Yes, I don't really like the list. I mean, yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful list, but yeah. Yeah, where do I put him? I mean, the dwarves got stronger, so I'm feeling kind of like they shouldn't go to the hot garbage. So it's still strong list. So somewhere between steaming pile and dumpster fire, I think.
Yeah. I think it might be dumpster fire. I think it's gonna be solid.
It might
Has
be
a
dumpster fire.
yeah, it's decent shooting. So it can deal with things that have like no armor and from range, which is nice. He can like whittle things down. He hates everything because of the ancestral memory, and then he has a couple beat sticks just to make sure that everything gets killed.
The steadiness gives you that it can be activated and gains quick to fire at the end of until the end of the player's turn. So
Hmm.
15
Oh.
points. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Seems
you can
decent enough.
just move 3 inches for 15
Yeah.
points and shoot.
Well, it means honestly too that say he plays beast swords and there's ambushing, he can turn around and kind of deal with it a little more effectively.
Okay, now that I understand. Okay. See, sometimes you just have to explain things to me.
Yep.
Nick.
Nick Barr, one of our Tennesseans. Spoiler alert: this is a open bar, and he brought this list not for thinking, but for drinking. Okay.
We got
So he
5
is.
players, 5 warrior knights with lance gluttony, the full command with the wasteland torch, which is actually very much like this choice in the current
Mhm.
meta. 2 4-second
Mhm.
ones, 2 rushed ones. All right, there's gonna be a damnation guy. Yes, Lord of Damned. All right. 14 fallen, 25 warriors with paired weapons, zealot's banner, full command. I don't like the paired weapons on them.
Double master too. Double master. He's a
Master
mad lad.
Alchemy, Master Evo on anything on the Battle Shrine. Yes, and the Alchemy is a light armor ranger's boost, so it's like, just running around, I guess.
Yeah.
And the Evocation is a plate armor, power weapons, Crystal Ball, Lord of Damned. Okay, so he's going for the open bar. He's going for rolling dice and taking shots.
Mhm.
And I really don't like the list. I mean, I like the beginning of the list. Well, I can't say
Oh
that I
really?
don't
I
like.
like this list.
I
I
don't
think
like
it's smart. He has.
I don't like the Devil Master. I don't like the pair weapons of the warriors actually, but the rest actually is fine. The 14 Warrior Fallen, I'm also like kind of like why 14? Now why that 2 units? Well, I guess to get perfect points.
What's up, nerds?
What's up, bro?
Whoa!
The king himself, the host of Red River Rumble.
The party can start now. I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Open the
Hey, I
bar.
got a question. I got a question for you guys.
We
Yeah.
might not have an answer, but you can say your question.
Have y'all looked at Chris?
At what? Hello?
A what, bro?
And he's gone.
Bro, he has the. Oh, hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, have you guys looked at Chris Ridberg's list?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, so there was an error in there apparently, and I'm not sure how this even happened. But he's got 2 banners of speed in there.
No, one's on a BSB.
But you can only have one, I thought.
One will only affect a unit, I believe. Yeah, you're correct on
But
that.
yeah, but I thought it was one per army.
No, you can have up to 3.
Banners of speed?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, so I think he was asking about, or he called me and said that he had a mistake on that. That's not. He was only ever wanting to have one. So the points are going to be the same on there. I can't remember what he was adding to it, but I think it was the Stalker's banner.
Oh, that's funny because I actually wanted to change my whole list too. That's good. Oh, that's
No,
cool. Okay, soccer
yeah,
centered.
he said he had a mistake on there, so he's going to be fixing that. So I was wondering if you guys reviewed that yet, but yeah.
No, we already roasted it.
All right. All right. Yeah. Well. So he's going to update that here in a second. Everybody else should be good, but looks like you guys are close to the end. So just jumping in. Sorry to hop in right here towards the end, but what's it looking like so far? What do you guys think?
Well, this is what
So-
we think. We got a lot of people in the dumpster fire.
Yeah, a lot of dumpster fire, a couple in the trash man, a couple steaming pile of shit, and then there's Mal chilling in the hot garbage.
Yes.
Oh, and Kurt obviously is an elf lover.
Yeah, well, that goes without saying.
Yeah, you don't have to say that anymore. Yeah, and then Nick is definitely he's in the open bar for sure. Nick and
Yeah.
Well,
I
but
just
like,
heard y'all. I hopped in while y'all were saying that.
I hope Noble too, because both of them are just gonna roll dice and be able to drink as much as they want.
but then we should rename the tournament to Open Bar.
Red
Rambling.
River Rumble against the open bar.
Yeah. Because so far we got like only 2 people that probably will not go full Open Bar.
Yeah,
And who is that?
Well, Noah because he's
Uh,
not 21.
and then Jeff Durham, because Jeff don't drink.
Because Jeff is he's about that life, man. He's trying
Yeah.
to win this thing. I get it.
I don't
He
think
texts
Lenny
me.
drinks either, or he doesn't drink that much. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think sparingly the last time we hung out with him.
Yeah.
Jeff was telling me last night he's going for 2 tournaments in a week because he just won. Can't remember where he was just at, but he won another GT this past weekend too. So he's trying to make it 2 in a week.
Dang.
Ooh.
Feeling confident that Jeff.
Oh,
when are the matchups going to be out?
I can probably get to that tonight. If not, it'll be first thing tomorrow. I've had, man, it's weird running tournaments and getting all this set up and trying to get the building
yeah.
ready.
And life.
And, by the way, I still got 3 kids at home and they're all on spring break. So it's a lot of stuff like that, man.
God bless you. Now I understand the pain.
Plus daylight saving times, I just got exhausted listening to that. I'm like, good lord, I got a bad chihuahua, and that's way more than enough for me.
Yeah. Daylight savings can piss off, man.
That's the
Oh
worst.
my gosh, yes, absolutely. It's like relic of the past. Like everybody agrees that they should go away, but like that's one thing that we're gonna keep because we don't want to change and we don't want to mess with it. Do you still have some Bermuda rum left?
Have some what?
Bermuda rum left?
Oh no, that was gone. That was gone the week after Mal left, man. It might have even went a week, man. Yeah, I remember mixing that up with some Coke, man. So good stuff.
Yeah, pretty tasty. We're all excited for the tournament in the open bar. It should be fun.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, I'm helping my niece move really quickly, but I did want to hop in and like I said, I seen you guys there towards the end, so I just want to say real quick that I appreciate you guys doing this, taking the time, looking at the list. It's always fun, man. I'm looking forward to listening to it tomorrow. As I said, I'm getting the building ready to go. We got tons of prizes and custom handouts and raffles and all that type of stuff like we do every year. It is an open bar, but I do want to. I want to make sure that that's not the reputation that we got, man. That everybody just gets drunk and all that stuff. While that's fun and it's a good time, it is still a great tournament, man. And there's a lot of people that are competitive about it, and the drinking is just kind of comes with it, and especially being in my own man shed now, and it's definitely an open bar. We got the drinking game that I posted on Discord. It's gonna be there. We're gonna have a good time for sure. But
oh yeah,
I definitely want to keep the reputation that this is one of the best GTs in the country, man.
Oh hell yeah!
And this will be the first year in the man shed. I honestly think it'll be the only year because I have a lot of stuff that I want to plan out there.
Sad.
Yeah, just the transformation alone is a lot. Just having to move stuff out and store it in the shed and all that type of stuff. But
that's easy.
You tell me I only have 1 year to fall off the rails.
1 year, man. That's it. But I take that back. You'll have other years because we'll always have the after party at the man shed. But we'll probably have it have the actual GT in a lobby like we've had it in the past. So when we get back to the after party, you'll have other years that you can fall off, man.
Oh, perfect. I was getting worried for a second. I was like,
I got you in mind, man. Yeah, I got you in mind.
Thanks, bro.
But it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time. I'm very proud of my man shed and what I've done out there, and I'm glad to show it off. I'm glad that we can pass the savings along to everybody with the venue, because that's where the biggest chunk of the money always goes. But I got a lot of prize support that I was able to get because I didn't have to pay for that. So Man, everybody should be walking away with something because there is a lot of stuff, man. So it's gonna be a good weekend. I'm looking
It's gonna
forward
be
to
awesome. Well, plus
Fif-
also, how fast did it sell out? And like tickets sold out in like 10 minutes.
it. Yeah, it was less than 24 hours, that's for sure. And, I've had a lot of cancellations. People just have stuff going on and life happening. I understand that, but if we would have had everybody who had signed up, I'd have 38 people signed up for it.
Woo!
Wow.
Dang.
So a lot of people had stuff happen, and like I said, I get that. But we're at 24 right now. It's not going to be a tight fit. It's going to be kind of tight. I've been in tighter. How about that? I've played in tighter situations.
Everyone from Denver is used to big cuddle puddles, so
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
So it'll be a good time. So actually, down to 24 is going to help. It helps to remove one table, and that opens up a little bit more. But there's a lot of space in there, and like I said, man, I'm happy to bring it to you. It's the 6th year. We're gonna have fun, man. It's gonna be a good time. Friday, St. Patty's Day too, so we're gonna have a little green theme going on. So you guys get in and y'all want to come hang out, or I know there's gonna be a couple guys doing some bar hopping and all that stuff too. So
Well, but here's the thing, though. Like, you build this men's set, so now you have experience. Now you can build a bigger one next to it. For the tournament.
I have made it as big as it possibly can be by city limits. So I tried for bigger and they shut me down because I'm in Oklahoma city limits. Something about permits and all that crap. Yeah. So
red tape.
Yeah, not like living out in the country where you can do whatever you want, man. So.
Bro, do you have ESPN in the man shed?
Oh yeah, come on, man. March Madness is going to be on. There's some XFL. We can put it on one TV. We're going to have as movies. All right, like 80s and 90s movies, and we'll have a random person. Well, I'm not sure how we're going to determine that, but we're getting all into like the muscle movies. Die Hard and man, what's the one with Lord Zod? We were talking about that last time. Who is that guy? The guy has the glaive. It's one of the corniest 80s movies ever, man.
I'm excited. I'm even more excited now.
So one of the TVs is going to have that on, is what I'm getting at.
Well, I want to watch the rugby. I want to watch the rugby. Six Nations, 3 games in one day.
Rugby? Yeah. Wow, what on earth is rugby, dude?
Mate, it's like American football without the padding.
Is that Australian rules football?
No, that's another game.
No, I'm just kidding.
We may be able to squeeze in some rugby. This is America, man. We want greasy cheeseburgers. We want guys hitting themselves in the head with helmets.
It's like contact soccer.
Yeah, and then complaining about it. Yeah, going to the doctor, man, and saying this ain't gonna work, man. This is America, so that's how we're gonna do it.
And there's gonna be tacos too. There's gonna be tacos. I'm so excited.
We are getting tacos. Yeah, I ran the poll. Overwhelming, actually, odds on tacos.
Running.
So.
No doubt in my mind that would happen. Tacos are king.
Yeah, man. So, the same as we do every year. Friday night's gonna be something. We're gonna be hanging out. People are gonna bounce around. Like I said, we'll be getting Army set up and all that type of stuff. Video games are going on. We're gonna have Mario Kart, Mario Kart. We're gonna have Smash Brothers. Like I said, we got old school movies we're gonna play. Yes, ESPN. We'll have games on March Madness and all that type of stuff. So it's gonna be a nice environment. Jeff, whenever I was talking to him last night, it is going to be a little cooler on Saturday. I think the low is like 27 or something like that.
High of 50, but it's gonna be sunny.
Yeah, he did ask if I have a heater or something out there. So I want to put everybody's mind at ease. I have a mini split out there.
There's 24 heaters. Have you guys never been to a GT? It's gonna be nice and warm and sweaty, baby.
Exactly. I was gonna say with the body heat alone, I don't think we got to worry about anything. But yeah, I got a mini split in there that does heat and cool, so we'll be fine. So and I was really hoping for some better weather, but it's Oklahoma, so you kind of flip a coin any way you look at it. But it'll be a good time, man. Yeah.
Yeah, super excited for it.
Yeah, I'm pulling up here into my niece's house, man. Like I said, I want to thank you guys again for running the list review. I'm looking forward to listening to it tomorrow and seeing who you guys got picked. All right, so appreciate it. Thanks a lot, y'all. And Yonan, we'll see you next time, man.
Hopefully next time. Yes, I hope so. Oh my gosh, I was so sad I couldn't make it.
Yeah, well, we'll see you next time for sure. And then Pablo's gonna represent for you, Denver guys.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
He's gonna get shit faced.
And fall off the balcony, baby. I got standards to
Stop hold.
set.
Yes.
And as always, Ro, thanks for hosting it because it is one of the tournaments that I think almost everyone looks forward to the most in the U.S. by far. So it's
Yeah.
always a blast.
I appreciate
Absolutely.
saying that, man. I'm happy to bring it to you guys. Y'all have a good one. All right, we'll see y'all Friday.
See
Yeah,
ya.
see you Friday. Have a good one, Ro.
All right, later, guys.
All right. So Nick, I put him in the dumpster fire,
Perfect. Oh, the open bar category.
and then we got Eric with what is he running? Demons. Okay, you
So
can.
the question is, am I gonna play Eric first round, second round, third round, fourth, or fifth round? Because I'm gonna play him at some point.
You're gonna just stay after the tournament, just play one more game.
Oh
6th
no!
round.
Every GT, I think we've been to like 3 or 4 GTs together, and every time I play Eric.
Wasn't he playing VC before?
Yeah, normally I know I was shocked. I'm like, he's playing demons now, but I think he got tired of the undead.
Which is weird time to actually change from VC.
Yeah, because VC got all like a lot of buffs now and are pretty solid.
Yes, they're actually way better than they've been for the last few years.
Yeah, definitely. Eric is running, and I've been paying attention to this list because again, I'm gonna play it at some point this weekend probably. 5 Furies, 6 Furies, a Hope Harvester also with Engine of Damnation and Iron Husk, 6 Hoarders with Chitinous Scales and Smothering Coils, 15 Imps with the Aura of Despair, Standard Bearer, and Firestarter Spear of Infinity and full command. 22 Myrmidons with Wolfcrack Tail full command. Fire Bronze Backbone full command. Harbinger, who's an Adept Divination with Iron Husk and Mirror Scales with a BSB, and then a Miser General with a Master Evo, Mirrored Scales, Living Shield, Unnatural Roots, and Segmented Shell. That guy is hard as heck. Wow. I like this list actually, and what's nice is compared to the other demon lists, like this one doesn't necessarily hit as hard initially, but he has a lot of good buffs, and he has chaff, so he might be able to pick the fights a little smarter than some of the other lists we've seen so far.
Miser, what does Miser do?
Like the 4-up armor, 5-up Aegis. If you have he lowers armor penetration against them. He has segmented shell, so he takes away 1 off of multi-wound. Fights decently, and he's gonna be hard to shift because of unnatural roots. So he can go and sit there and block up like an infantry unit, and just like slowly grind him down. And he's like decent against fighting a lot of things, and he's gonna make a lot of other stuff with his magic a lot stronger.
Okay, well, this tournament is weird. We're gonna have to figure out somebody to put into the place for the hot garbage at some point.
Mal is in the hot garbage. Mal
Well,
Mal is the
mine
hot
is like
garbage.
honorary hot garbage. Yes, but like I want a list that actually is like, okay, this is the most hot garbage for this tournament. Okay, where do we put Eric?
I think also dumpster fire probably. Pretty solid and has some chaff, so hopefully can choose his fights and as well.
Alrighty.
Mal's getting bad touched in the hot garbage category.
And I cannot pronounce his last name, so who is that? We're gonna be actually. I can just go through the list.
Len Scat Mankowski. Len Scat Scabbity boop ba ba da ba. I'm the Scat Mankowski. He is playing ID with Walking Earthquake, the Melee Dim Titan, 5 Vassal Cav, 25 Disciples of Lugar with full command, paired weapons, 6 Anointed with Great Open, full command, 21 Levies with bow, full command, Bender Earthrenless Company, so that's also a chaff unit, 15 Citadel Guard with pistol, Musician Champion, 28 with pistol and spear, Flaming Standard, Musician Champion, a Conjurer with Apprentice, Pyromancy with the Book Arcane Mastery, which I really like, a Vizier BSB with a Binding Scroll, Prophet of Lugar with Master Alchemy, Magical Heirloom, and then an Overlord general with a Bull of Shamut, Kadim Binding, Great Weapon, Kadim Binding. Oh, it's a small Bull of Shamut. Okay. Great Weapon, Cleansing Light, Infernal Weapon, Onyx Core, Basalt Infusion, Ring of Desiccation, and Lugar's Dice. So really tough Lord. Fights super well. Yeah, solid list. It's kind of a push list, with a little bit of chaff clear. So it's kind of almost in an awkward spot, but it's gonna have access to double flaming attacks, so he's always probably gonna get that off when he needs it. And it fights pretty well. Yeah, I think it's gonna do well against a lot of the lists we've seen so far. Pretty scary.
Alright.
Yeah, just a solid list. Lenny's a solid player. He's like, I don't want any shooting. I'm just gonna run at them.
Big difference from the last year's list that he was running the demons, the
Oh, definitely.
full
Well,
rush.
Also flaming, also full rush. This is kind of actually quite
Well,
similar in that
yes.
regard.
Full of salt, flaming,
Yep.
rush. Just this time the rush is on the short legs.
100 IQ, baby.
Okay, where do we put him?
Probably also dumpster fire. He's ID, or we can put him in hot garbage just to troll him. That's always fun. I love trolling Lenny.
Who doesn't?
One of our first entries into hot garbage. Sweet, sweet Lenny. Second time his name.
Well, of course, Mal is first.
I love how you just have that photo on standby at all times.
Of course, come on. I have to know my trait.
No, definitely, definitely. And then
The
last, certainly not least, we have the one, the only, David Cicibro, who is also going for a little bit the open bar. You know, knowing David, he's definitely gonna have a good time.
Oh, some
he's-
similarities I see in the list.
Yep, dragons and high elves, and literally
And
Kurt is in
phoenixes.
shambles. So 5 Great Watchers. He is a Frost Phoenix without the Warden's Bond. 6 Knights of Rima with the War Banner of Rima, so he's going to be pumping out a ton of Strength 7 attacks on the charge, which is pretty scary. 24 Swordmasters with full command, Flaming Standard. 35 Spears with War Banner of Rima and full command. 30 Seaguard with full command. A Commander also on a Giant Eagle with a BSB, Heavy Armor, Demon's Bane, paired weapons with Shield Breaker and Glittering Lacquer. So he's hard target 2. So pretty hard to shift, and the Demon's Bane is going to be good against magical attacks. So that's actually, I think, a little more solid than, like, a little less risky than John Pikes. And then he has a General, Dragon, Light Armor, go up in Queen's Cavalier, no MR on the High Prince General, and then Wizard Master Cosmo on the Dragon.
So with the setup of the magic in this tournament, do you think the lack of MR is gonna hurt him a lot?
Well, there's a fair amount of alchemy, so that's kind of scary, and a decent amount of Evo. And I think even Thumb, you get a little scared on like Adepts because like Hand of Heaven is like a decent spell against dragons. Like maybe it does nothing, maybe it does 7 strength 7, and you kind of clench your booty hole and pray.
Right.
But honestly, less than other tournaments, and there's no super scary things to kill it. So no, I think he's gonna have a pretty good time, unless he runs into some ding dong with a lot of shooting, which there's not that many of them. So at the very least, he's gonna have an honorable battle against the open bar, which really, I think, is all you can ask for.
All right. So where do we put it? Where do we put him?
Dumpster Fire or Elf Lover?
Okay, well, so that Kurt isn't so lonely over here in the elf lover category.
Bro, you're going there.
Here we can have another heart now.
Ah, yes, yes. Just keep adding hearts. Now this is a tier list right here. This is a perfect. This represents us so well.
Yes.
Really makes no sense entirely. Is very ding dong. No, but I'm excited to hang out with everyone and even see Bro get a little wasted. Even though I know he has been kind of being a little Warhammer boomer, not playing any high elves. He's like, they changed my initiates. Oh God. But you know what they say? Rules team OP, baby.
Yeah, this tournament is gonna be actually like really ruled by the last second patch that everybody had to get accustomed to and make their list on just like, oh, I got a week and zero practice. Let's see how well I can theory craft a list for the tournament.
Yeah, basically. I've had some practice a month ago, or over a month and a half ago.
Right? And you had some practice in the California. Because your list didn't change much because your list is going to
Well,
trash.
no, I use a totally different list in California.
Yes, well, you learned your lesson over there with Wizard Masters,
Well,
where you
yeah,
lost about
it
14
was
points.
it was a list that Neil liked versus one that I liked.
Mm. Just gonna blame it on your father, huh? Oh my gosh, classic son. Hear that, Neil? Oh, shake my head. All right, well, that sums up the tournament. Who's gonna win it?
Um, Bar.
Open bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Uh,
Noah. I'm gonna say the dark horse Noah. I think his list is actually really scary for a ton of people, and it needs like one good turn to really surprise people.
mm, all right, all right. I think Noah can go for best general, but I don't think that Noah has his full army painted, right?
Oh, painted. True, true, true. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yes, so I think it's
I
gonna be
forgot about that.
Jeff.
Ooh, no! Someone has to take down Jeff.
Yeah, somebody give this man a drink and force it down.
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
brave
yeah.
soul.
Just yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jeff's just gonna break his not drinking all of a sudden out of nowhere.
The only changes that I like in the meta is that there are more dragons, and that's the only change that I think is good to see. Necessarily, I don't necessarily think that it's a good change for cannons, but seeing more dragons is actually interesting change.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
the dragons are not gonna be on the bottom table, so you're not gonna have to just like walk all the way down to see the dragons. They're gonna be
Yeah,
actually scattered throughout the tournament, which is gonna be a nice change also.
yeah, no. And more than anything, it's just gonna be a fun tournament. It always is. So super excited.
Absolutely.
Oh, and if you're playing Rob again, remember just point him towards the ESPN, baby. Little pro tip.
Yes, just make sure that the TV is he's facing the TV. Although, if you make him turn around, that's even better
Yeah,
because then you can do absolutely whatever. You can do all kinds of vermin swarm tactics, you know.
that's true. That's true. Yeah, it's like hard. It's like 50-50.
Yes.
And yes, Mal, always more single model monster. Of course, it's the monster age. It's the rules team age.
Yes. Oh, it's a rules team. Yes. The team that doesn't know the rules, but it's in
But,
charge of the rules.
and maybe some of them haven't played in 3 years. Whatever, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you have to play the
Allegedly.
game
Allegedly.
to be deciding about the game. Allegedly. All
Allegedly.
right. Well, thanks for watching. Hit that like button if you liked. Hit it if you didn't like it as well. And
I wish they had the dislike button so you could hit that twice, but
well, they do have
what are you
dislike
gonna
button.
do? Oh, they do dislike the
It's
shit
not
out of it.
Facebook. All right. Well, peace.
Peace, and I'll see you next weekend.